Adults of Reddit, what is something every teenager needs to know? Cashiers don't care if you buy condoms. If you don't have a passion, learn new skills. You might find your passion or something you're good at. Most of your friends are the product of geographic convenience. Just because you grew up being friends with a neighbor or a fellow student doesn't mean you owe them your undying loyalty when they start treating you like shit. Learn to trust your gut when in strange situations. If something feels off, wrong, it probably is. Don't go along with something if it feels wrong. Life moves very quickly after leaving school. Years go by so quickly. Edit. Just wanted to say. Holy crap. 20k upvotes. I've never had more than 100 before, so thank you. A lot of people have been saying this scares them. Please don't be scared. Adult life is great, but you just have to keep yourself active and doing different things. Just make sure to appreciate everything you have and try not to have regrets. There's always more to it. Right now isn't the be-all and end-all. Edit. Wowie, thank you for the awards, kind strangers. I will also say that by no means as a teen should your feelings be downplayed, and this is not suggesting that your current issues are minimal. It's important to recognize how you're feeling, but also don't let it consume or dictate how you look towards your future. There is always going to be a better time. To those who reached out to me, keep pushing on. You deserve so much better. We'll get better and have exciting things ahead. While you shout and believe those who say these gonna be the best years of your life, try to make the most of it. To enjoy the ride. Don't be ashamed of your hobbies and passions. Those who make fun of that can go fuck themselves. Every feeling you have deserves to be expressed in any constructive manner. Don't fear rejection from those you like, love. Tell them and come what may. The person you love at the 17th of May not be the person you love at 30. You change. They change. I graduated 10 years ago from high school and none of those people are in my life now. So take your time being you and grow your self-esteem and talents now over wasting time trying to impress those pricks you won't even remember in a few months after graduation. Edit. It seems like there is some confusion as to my advice. I am not saying drop your friends. Those are a very important aspect of life, especially in high school. What I am saying is drop the politics and drama of your school. I know it feels like it is the whole world now. But if you let those who try to bring you down, who mock you, who try and pressure you will not be around forever. Worry about building yourself to being the best you that you can become. I still have contact with a few childhood friends to this day, just not really any I made in high school. But all those negative, drama craving, bullies, and those downbeats in general will not follow you. Learn how to cook. It's way cheaper and usually faster than takeout. People, employers, etc., will take advantage of your naivete. In many cases this will be illegal. How to de-escalate difficult situations. And how to disagree with a teacher, someone in authority, without sounding like a know-it-all or in a condescending manner. For example, if a teacher says X and you are certain you learn differently, recognize that there may be certain circumstances that you may not realize that changes something. Lead the disagreement with a saying like, "Excuse me, I may be wrong, but I thought, learned why." This kind of phrasing does not cause the other person to be on the defensive, which can allow gentle new instruction for you, or a graceful, face-saving correction for the teacher. A situation with differing opinions doesn't have to be confrontational. Don't put off dealing with mental health issues. Developing unhealthy coping mechanisms for emotional issues will fuck you up big time down the road. If you have issues, deal with it head on. Right away. It can take time, but start the work now. Also, save for retirement. You should open a Roth IRA yesterday. Hold yourself to your own standards. If you wouldn't let anyone treat your friends, family like trash, then don't do it yourself. If you feel learning is a positive thing, then learn on the daily. If you value work and security, then give yourself security through work. If you expect others to be intelligent and to care, then you should be intelligent and caring. Hold yourself accountable for how you want the world to be. Be a part of the world you want to live in. Edit. Wow. This stratospherically launched my internet points. Thank you very much everybody. That feels very nice. I wish you all a great week. XDD. If you are assaulted on campus, notify the police, not campus security. When you get to driving, you need to realize that the laws of physics apply to you. They aren't out to get you. They're just indifferent. Slow the fuck down and don't horse around. You're driving a very heavy machine at speeds we did not evolve to deal with. Be safe. Advice is free. And if you respond to it with "I know," then you're probably not gonna figure your problem out. The measure of whether someone has the potential to be a new friend of yours is not whether they like a bunch of things you like. It is entirely possible to become friends with people who like a ton of things you've never heard of, or even already decided you dislike. You are at a spot in life where a lot of your likes and dislikes are subject to change anyway. Biggest thing: making a new friend often takes time. Lots of time. Much longer than movies and shows make it look like. Find things to do. Groups to join. City league sports to play, pandemic permitting. Or after, and keep learning about the people you see repeatedly. Far too many early 20s people who report having no friends made a premature judgment that one or more prospective friends were off the list, when it just needed a lot more time. Do not take naughty pictures or record videos. Edit. The irony of the username is hilarious. But the more important thing that nobody mentioned so far is that there is absolutely no need for people to judge you based on your teenage sexual activity. Ignore sexualized media the best you can and don't measure yourself based on the size of your naughty bits or how open to sex you are. The OnlyFans e-girl life sounds intoxicating, but is absolutely draining since you're nothing more than an object to your supporters. It's okay to say no to anyone. Don't let anyone in your life guilt trip you into doing something you don't want to do or are uncomfortable with. Failing is okay. We know all the tricks. We were teenagers once before as well. Honestly, your teens are the perfect time to begin small on creating good habits that pay off big in the long run. Save and/or invest 10% of any money you receive. Create a habit of exercising, even just small exercises, every day. Someone else said it, but it is worth repeating: brush your teeth. Figure out what you enjoy. Read and try a lot of different things. Go to camps. Or shadow any jobs you think you might be interested in. Sometimes the job you think you'd enjoy, you find out you have no interest in at all. This will save you a lot of money, like studying pre-med and learning you hate healthcare. This is a difficult one as a teen. But try to establish a decent sleeping habit. Preferably one where you wake up early. I feel like I slept my teen years away. Edit. On number 5 I meant going to bed earlier and waking up earlier. Not sleeping less. I realize teens need more sleep. Edit 2. Guys, I don't have all the answers. Those were just what came to my head at the moment. Feel free to add additional numbers. You're not the first person in the world to be a teenager and feeling like no one understands you or what it's like. We've all been there. Things can and do get better. No one really cares or remembers the petty shit that happened in high school. Do not base your life and personality around social media and the facade that you are trying to create. Live your life in reality. Learn that the world will usually not lend you a hand, so you have to pull yourself up by your own bootstraps. Resilience, tenacity, and will. Learn to budget. Do not go into debt over stupid shit, saying you will pay it off later. Do not decide your major or your life choices on what will make your family happy. Rather, what makes you happy. Try to enjoy the freedom of not having any bills, not having any major responsibilities. Everyone is smart, just at different things. People can be book smart or people smart or machine smart, etc. But the difference between successful people and not so much is the application and dedication you give. My nephew is 9 and his dad is already calling him dumb. Which is insane because that kid is so quick. He understands things rapidly. But he doesn't like school right now. This is something I just told him. Get a marketable skill. Unskilled labor sucks. You need something that's going to pay you. It doesn't have to be your life's passion. Contrary to what my peers were saying at that age. But you do need to be able to tolerate it. Every teenager should be taught proper sex ed. How to prevent pregnancy and STIs. They should also do a better job of explaining the differences between real sex and porn. Though honestly there are some great instructional videos on Pornhub out there. Edit. End. Adding consent explicitly. For you, Breadbox 187's pertinent reminder. Compound interest. It's never too early to start saving for retirement. It's exactly as lame to not do something you want to do because it's too mainstream or popular as it is to do something only because it's cool and the cool kids are doing it. If you don't brush your teeth, big regrets. Don't talk too much about yourself and your private life and ideas. It will be used against you. Emotionally, you are going to feel better and survive the struggles you are into. Don't breed anger. It will consume your time and energies. Time flies. I'm 38 years old. It seems yesterday I was in my 20s. Enjoy the ride. Take care of your body. Don't listen too much to the wired stuff coming from your mind. I've said this before, but it's important. When someone says you can't do something in life, it means they can't do it, not that you can't. The mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Take a personal finance class. Twitter, or any social media, is a loaded gun. It's there forever, even if you delete it. There are people in bad situations. This is sad. But not all of them want to be saved from it. We, your parents, are harsh because we want you to make better choices than we did. The wisest of us, though, will let you make mistakes and fail to a smaller degree. 'Cause we know you don't listen. Edit. Some parents truly are assholes. My advice isn't universal in this case. Sorry for any confusion. Check out Raised by Narcissists to see if yours qualifies. This is going to sound cliché, but just be yourself. Having friends is important, but don't act like them just to fit in. You may not entirely know who you are yet. And by not being yourself, you're going to lose your true self in the mix. If you're lucky, it'll take many years and a lot of soul searching to even bring back your uniqueness. And then clump that all together to learn who you truly are. I made this mistake. I'm 37 now. It took me 20 years to undo everything. Because in college and afterwards, I was a chameleon, changing my personality with each group of friends I was with. I had no idea who I was. It took a lot of work on my self-esteem to recorrect my thought process. Edit. High school is really tough. As hard as it might be. Try not to feed a bully with more ammo. Ignore the person and they'll get bored and move on. Also, try to enjoy life. Responsibly, of course. You can have some great, fun, and happy years as a teenager. Figure out what activities you love most to do. And do them. Hang out with positive people. Put yourself first. You're going to get hurt. But the feelings will pass. I promise. These are all things I didn't do as a teenager. I had a traumatic childhood and its effects really started to hit me as a teenager. It led to miserable years. When it could have been so much different. Start trying to save money now. You will definitely thank yourself later on. People tell you these are the best years of your life. That's bullshit. Just because you have fewer responsibilities in their eyes doesn't mean your problems are invalid. It was especially hurtful for me to hear that when I was going through depression in high school. I was already at rock bottom. But if it's all downhill from here, what's the friggin' point? After high school, life gets a whole lot better. For anyone else who is feeling uncertain, learn a second language. It's good for your brain. And it's a lot easier when you're young. Get active and fit. Make it a habit. This is one of the most important ways to stave off cognitive decline as you get older. Plus, it's great for managing mental health during the transition to adulthood. Taking stealthy snaps of people without their knowledge to send to your friends to make fun of them actually isn't funny or cool, it's cringy and you're an asshole. Save money. Now, adulting is way more expensive than you can ever imagine. There are things you can get away with when you're legally underage that you can't as an adult. I'm just saying. Take care of your body. Be active. Brush your teeth. Have a good sleep routine. Talk about your problems. Learn to experience and express your emotions in healthy ways. Do your homework. It's not about proving you can do some rote, boring shit. It's about forming a good study habit. Even if you don't go to college or university. Learning how to learn will help you immensely. Learn about finances, taxes, bills, and insurance early. Get your parents to involve you in the mundane adult stuff, so you aren't caught unawares when reality hits you. Learn the skills that were commonplace for older generations, such as cursive, Latin, and geography, and FFS. Learn to navigate without GPS. Learn to read the room. At some point, possibly into adulthood, read books on regular etiquette, and Robert's Rules of Order, which establishes guiding principles, etiquette for everything from business meetings to congressional hearings. You'll understand why older people have such weird expectations. If you aren't ready to accept responsibility for something, don't tangle with it. If you can't raise a kid right now, be choosy about your partners. Do you really want to be stuck with this person in your life? Co-parenting with someone manipulative is absolute torture. And be extremely careful when you do have sex. Pregnancy isn't the only worry here. Likewise, you may want to move out. But honestly, it's best to stay home and save your money as long as you can. Most rents cost about twice as much as a mortgage in the same area, neighborhood. The difference maker is whether you have the capital to put down and the credit for a reasonable interest rate. Build your credit to get a better rate. Edit. On, greater than in. Avoid debt if possible. It's hard to make new, meaningful friendships as an adult. So don't take the good friendships you have for granted. Never trust a junkie. Money. Save it. Even if it's a little bit. You don't need the latest and greatest of every widget to exist. Remember, at one point your widgets were the greatest. Don't try and keep up with your neighbors. And #X200B. Relationships. Don't burn bridges. No matter how obscure they are. It might be satisfying to get shit off your chest and tell people off as you're leaving a gig or a job. But it's a really small world. Really. You will be shocked at how connected everyone is these days and who talks to who. Be kind. Read Dale Carnegie's book How to Win Friends and Influence People. There are some audio book versions on YouTube you can listen to. Some of the examples are out of date, like letters and calling cards. But the sentiment is not. It is single-handedly the keys to success in interpersonal relationships at work, school, or in your love life. Listen more than you talk. And don't just wait for your time to talk in a conversation. Self-help, self-improvement. Always improve. Read a book. Keep a journal occasionally. It's good for reflection on how far you've come. Sex is awesome. Babies are forever. Use protection if you're not ready for them. I love mine. But I am 30. You might not want a baby until later, if you even want one at all. Don't put it on a pedestal. If it's the only reason you're into someone, chances are that relationship isn't going to last. STDs are mostly permanent. Just wear a condom or make your partner wear one. People have sex. Don't shame people for the number of partners they have had, or haven't. Closing parenthesis. In fact, nothing good comes out of even asking someone you're interested in the question of how many women they've slept with. Cars. You don't need the greatest car in the world. Don't waste your money on a new car. One owner trade-in if you're looking for new fancy tech. 7-year, 70K mile, $7,000 price tag is about the car you should be chasing. Learn how the car works. Don't be afraid to get a second estimate for car repairs. Car insurance is stupid expensive. And the it drops at 25 is a myth. Don't let people borrow your car. You're liable for whatever happens. Don't cheap out on tires or brakes. If you have tire, brake problems with your car, get them fixed. Drugs, alcohol. If you do drugs, don't make it your life. Pot is not a lifestyle. It's a drug. Nobody likes that guy who doesn't shut up about drugs. Same goes for booze, liquor. Some shit will seriously ruin your body. Just be careful. Learn your limits and stay within them while drinking. Nobody likes a drunk. Don't get behind the wheel of a car after drinking. This will ruin your life. Have a plan. A $200 taxi trip is way cheaper than bail plus legal fees for DUI, DWI. Job satisfaction. Don't stay in a job you hate. Find something you can enjoy. It sounds silly, but it helps to find something positive about your line of work. If you can't, work towards a new career. Value yourself and your time. Don't let work walk all over you. Clothes. Wash them. Learn to do laundry regardless of what gender you are. Don't worry about brands. Buy brands because they are quality. And last, don't buy clothes that have excessive rips and tears. Oh god, I sound old. I promise they were super cool to me when I was a teen. Clothes get really expensive. Buy something dressy, but not too flashy. Button down with a tie. Matching slacks. A belt. And some dress socks, shoes. Make sure it fits. If you can afford it. Get something dark, neutral colored for attending funerals. And something pleasant for attending weddings. These clothes don't have to be really expensive. Mental health, fitness. Check in on your friends. Vent to professionals. Not to your friends. Smile often. It helps. Life is awesome. It gets better. And this too shall pass. Time really does heal all wounds. It may be miserable now, but it will get better. Go for a walk every now and then. Go to the gym if you want to. You don't need to be a gym rat to be in decent shape. Abs are made in the kitchen, not on the ab roller or crunch machine. Don't eat like shit, because you can't out-train a bad diet. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to drop a like. If you would like to see more content like this in the future, subscribe and turn on notifications to be notified about future videos. Now check out one of these interesting videos.